Aloha, beautiful souls. This is Ryan of tranSOULution, and welcome to my channel, Transform with Ryan, where I am here to bring you that light whenever there are shadows. Now, in this pick a card tarot reading, we are going to be answering a yes no question. It's a timeless reading, and so whenever you find yourself here at this reading is the perfect time to have your question addressed. And just like in true Transform with Ryan fashion, we are going to go deep with these responses. You're not just going to get the yes no response to your question, but you're going to get some insight as to the factors surrounding your current situation or circumstance that you're asking about that will help shed light on what is the best path for you moving forward. Now, I intended to only have 3 or 4 cards to give you options, 3 or 4 crystals here today, but Spirit gave us 5 cards, 5 different crystals. So take a look at these different crystals, focus in on your question, have as much clarity as possible when it comes to your question. The clearer the question, the clearer the response, all right? So your options are Chrysocolla, Rhodochrosite, Lapis Lazuli, Apatite, and Carnelian. So go ahead, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, focus in on your questions, the energies and emotions that come with it. And when you open your eyes, see which crystal jumps out at you first and trust your intuition. Whenever you are ready, you can go down to the description box below and click on the timestamp to head to your reading. See y'all there. Welcome back, Star Fam, to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. So happy to have you back. And for those of you that are new to this channel, sending you a very warm welcome and aloha. So happy to have you here. Do let me know in the comments down below where you are tuning in from. I would really love to hear from you. And for today's reading, just as mentioned earlier, we are going to be diving deep into your yes or no question. And this is a timeless reading, so you can always come back to this yes or no reading to ask further questions and pick a different crystal, all right, and get more insight then. Now, with this pick a card reading, I'm being called for Spirit to make a couple of things very clear from the beginning here. The first thing is that whatever comes through in this reading, it's a general reading, so really take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. Some of this information that's going to come through may not be for you and may be for someone else viewing it. So trust your gut, trust your instinct, and just take whatever feels right for you. And the second thing that I wanted to make sure to point out, that you have full control over your destiny and you can change the path forward by taking action, different actions than what you normally would. So if something is revealed here in this reading that helps you, maybe take a different course of action than you intended to coming into this reading, all the better. Trust it. All right, my loves? So let's get into your reading. You chose Chrysocolla here, and on the bottom it says start fresh. And so what I am pulling through from Spirit already is you are going to have to do something very, very different than what you normally would do in this case or in this situation. So one of the things that is coming through for me is whatever path you feel the most resistance toward, that is actually the path worth exploring. This isn't one of those situations where it's like, go ahead and take the easy way out. No matter how tempting that may be, trust me, I get it. I always favor the path of least resistance in most cases, but in this particular issue that you're asking about, Spirit is saying it's time to challenge yourself, okay? Think fresh, think new. And the biggest thing here, as far as that is concerned, is leaving the past behind. And that's going to look differently for many of you. But one example of that is whatever it is that you're hanging on to, let it go. Time to bring in something new, time to pursue something different, take a risk, take a chance. For others of you, it's about releasing the energies of the past and really honoring a fresh start and letting it's kind of like that idea of letting bygones be bygones and leaving the past to rest, like not bringing it up anymore. Whatever past failures or difficulties or challenges you've had before, don't keep allowing those energies to appear in your present reality, in your present time frame. So for example, if like you felt like, oh, last time I tried to date, I got my heart broken. Leave that behind. Start fresh now. Look at dating as an opportunity for you to learn more about yourself and really channel and tap into the energies of like, you know what, it's gonna be different this time. Okay, so those are a couple ways to look at it. There's many, many other ways to approach this notion of starting fresh and leaving the past behind. So apply it as you will to your situation. And we're going to pull some fortune cards here from this tea leaf deck to get some more insight on what this could mean and also how it can affect your situation in your favor. All right, so let's take a look at what we got coming through for you. In addition, my loves, we have heart, love, deep affection, and caring. We have caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Oh, there you go. So the whatever pattern it is that you feel is repeating in your life, or whatever pattern you subconsciously repeat in your life, it's changing now. Make the choice. It's called ABC in spirituality. Always be choosing, choosing something different, choosing something that will be better than the previous instances. Lobster, financial pinch. Okay, interesting, interesting. And then we have frying pan, trouble, accusations. We have apple, temptation will test you. Ooh, there you go. It's this temptation about repeating the same patterns, doing the same oh, okay? Like these old, tired beliefs and behaviors. Flute, disappointment in a friend or lover. Okay, okay. So, as I was, tuning into the energy here and feeling in how best to serve you and be a vessel for spirit for your highest and greatest good, I got called to look at each of these readings from 3 different perspectives: career, love, and personal. So that could be like self-development, spirituality, health, whatever, something like that. Okay. So looking into finances, what I'm sensing here is that this is going to involve helping someone or receiving help. Okay, so someone is going to be in trouble, is going to be in need, and they're going to ask for assistance. So whether that's going to be you that is in financial trouble or need and asking a friend or a family member for assistance, or the other way around, okay? And what I'm sensing here with this disappointment is there's this idea between the person that is in need of financial help. It's like, dang, I really messed this up. This is so embarrassing. I am making myself vulnerable and letting people know that, yo, I messed up. I need help. I'm not capable. Like these are the ideas kind of going through the person's mind. And really, some of the thought process too may be to just suffer in silence, take the hit, and struggle, right? And Spirit is saying like, no, how about you try something new this time? Instead of making, choosing this difficult path of struggle, why don't you try seeing what resources are out there for you, what ways you can receive help during this time, okay? It's this cycle of energy that Spirit is pointing out that, people, it's really a great thing to be able to give and to assist others because it makes you feel good as a giver, right? But it's also important to be able to receive, okay? Because you won't be able to have that good feeling of giving if no one was around or willing to receive from you. Does that make sense? And so it's now this opportunity for you to let someone else feel good about giving and helping another person by being in the role of receiving. Okay? So that's what I'm sensing here from career, work, finances. And now when it comes to love, relationships, connection, what I'm sensing here is actually a couple of things. So someone is not going to live up to your expectations and they gave into temptation, okay? And in this situation, you may be tempted as well to kind of tap into those lower vibrational energies and be very unforgiving, really make someone like work for your forgiveness or getting back in your good graces, maybe giving them the cold shoulder, being tempted to cut them off and really cut ties and really like rub it in and make them feel even worse about what they did than they already will. And what Spirit is telling me is that is really just going to lead to more trouble. And it's really going to become this battle in some cases where they might even in their defensive measure, because you may be tempted to come at them really hard, really critical, and judging, is that they might sort of try to fling something back in your face and dredge up things from the past in which you maybe made a mistake. All right. And it's like with this lobster, it's like everybody's putting this shell around them because they've been hurt and they're like pinching at each other, nitpicking at each other and bickering and really on the inside, that's not how you truly feel about each other, okay? And really what's inside is deep love, affection, and caring for each other, okay? And with this caterpillar, what I'm seeing here is this opportunity here for you to give each other grace and forgiveness. Now, this isn't me saying like what they did was right or wrong or me picking sides. Really, it's just this opportunity like, hey, don't bring on any more weights or burdens into your life with this negative, bad blood, bad energy between you and another person. Make sure that you address how they've hurt you and how you feel disappointed or betrayed by what they did. Just communicate that honestly, be vulnerable in that regard, and then allow you and this person and your relationship together as well to evolve and grow from a caterpillar into a butterfly, okay? Allow this to be an opportunity to create beauty in your life and beauty in your relationship rather than something, ugly and like gnarly and twisted. Now, lastly, when it comes to personal matters, let's tune in and see what we are getting here. So really what I'm seeing is actually what we were talking about before about behavior patterns. So with this temptation, what I'm feeling here is this energy of south node versus north node in the astrology chart. Okay, so if those of you that are familiar with your natal chart and your birth chart, maybe looking at your south node placement and looking at your north node placement. And for those of you not familiar with it, your south node represents what some people might refer to as your karma, your past actions, your past behaviors, your past patterns. And this is the area where a lot of people feel very comfortable. Okay, it's like this tried and I wouldn't say true, but this tried method in which you generally approach things, okay? Your default MO, modus operandi, okay? The way you normally go about addressing a problem. And that sometimes is really not the way forward, the best way forward, okay? And what the North Node serves as is your Dharma, your future, your purpose, the way in which your soul is growing and evolving, okay? And so in some instances, that is the way to move. And that way is a little bit foreign to you, maybe, a little bit uncomfortable. And this is maybe more reactive. This is more responsive, okay? And so with this temptation, Spirit is saying like, hey, don't go back to your old patterns, okay? That can just lead to more trouble. Instead, move forward. Try something new. Come from this space of love, deep affection, and caring, because things cannot always be this way. Change has to occur. Change is coming, whether you choose it or not. Now is your opportunity to choose a different way to approach your situation. Choose a different way to view your reality. Choose a different way to act out there in the world. Choose a different way to honor yourself and respect yourself, right? I mean, the list is honestly endless here, but choose a different way, grow and expand there, all right? So let's get now to the tarot cards here. I trust that helped a little bit, give you some realizations about your situation that you are asking about. And we are going to pull the tarot out here and get our answer to your yes/no question and see if there's anything else that Spirit would like to share with you as well. So we have Six of Swords, which is a yes. The Chariot, which is also a yes. So you already have a yes. Let's see if it's a resounding yes. And it is Four of Wands. So yeses all around to your question here. And what Spirit is saying is you have to think about things differently. For sure. You have to think about things differently, have that conviction, choose this different path moving forward, choose a different way to react or respond to this situation, this crisis, this trouble. And from there, you'll have this opportunity to celebrate and connect even deeper with those around you. Or if not somebody else as an element of the situation, connect even deeper with yourself. Celebrate who you are, celebrate your wins, celebrate your growth. All right, my loves. So definitely, if this reading resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, like and comment down below and make sure you're subscribed to this channel. If you would like another reading, there's a link right up here that I attached, so you can go to another reading here on this channel. And of course, for those of you that want to share your love and support with this channel, you can do so by just letting the ads play or offering a donation. The link to do so is in the description box below as well. So thank you, Star fans. Such a pleasure to do this reading for you today, and I can't wait to see you again very soon. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Sending you so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome back to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. And for those of you that are new to this channel, sending you a very warm welcome and aloha. So happy to have you here. Do let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments down below. So today we are going to answer your yes/no question here with this tarot reading. And there were a couple of things that Spirit wanted me to just mention to you before we get started. And the first thing here is that take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. This is a general reading, so some parts of it may not make sense to you or apply to your situation. So you can just let those aspects of the reading go to the side here, leave them behind, and just take whatever has meaning and significance to you with you moving forward. And the second thing here is that no matter what, the purpose of this reading is to give you information and insight so that ultimately you will be the one that makes the choice and forges your path forward, okay? You create your destiny, you create your fate. And no matter whatever the outcome is of this reading, know that you can always change the outcome should you wish. All you have to do is choose to do so. All right, loves. So let's tune into this Rhodochrosite crystal here. What already is it sharing with you and wanting to pass on to you regarding your circumstance or situation you are asking about? Here on the bottom, it says, remember your worth. And what's really interesting about this situation here is Spirit is saying, think on the ways and reflect on the ways in which you are sacrificing yourself. Think about the ways in which the energy exchange and the balance in this situation is not present, is not equal. Okay? You or the other person is giving more than you are receiving. And this situation calls for balance. It calls for equality. All right? So look to the possible solutions or ways in which you can create balance and harmony in this situation where no one is sacrificing themselves or getting drained, we can say, from this situation. Okay, so remember your worth. All right, remember your value. And what I'm getting from Spirit too is that maybe some of you don't really know your own worth, and that might actually be part of what you need to tune into and look and see, like, hey, am I really being treated the way I want to be treated? Am I being honored and respected for what I am contributing to this situation? And am I getting compensated fairly for my contributions? Okay. So let's get some more insight and wisdom here with this fortune cards from the tea leaf. All right. Okay, so already we got a card that came out. I feel like that one was trying to jump out as well, so we are going to take it. This one is ready to go. Okay, that one. And we also have these two. So we'll go with this since it flipped out, ready to be seen. It says, Bull, do not back down from opposition. So show strength and fortitude. So I'm definitely sensing that some of you are afraid to speak up and say something or do something because you're afraid of the repercussions, the consequences, the backlash. You're kind of afraid how other people are going to react. Okay, so let's see just what the rest of these cards share. Quill, get back to the basics. I love it. Flowers, happiness. Cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Ooh, love it. Older man, dealings or relationship with an older man. And owl, good advice from a wise person. All right. So, I was feeling into the energies of this reading, and I was going to tap into 3 different areas depending on what your question might be about. I was going to tap into work, career, finances, relationships, love, and also personal, so spiritual growth, health goals, maybe self-improvement, self-development kind of things, okay? And actually, in your particular reading, what I'm sensing is that the message is very, very uniform across all of these aspects, okay? So I'm just going to explain that to you, loves. So here with the remembering your worth, we have get back to the basics, do not back down from opposition, happiness, and protected from negative forces beyond your control. Okay, so with that, when it comes to work, it's really about standing up for yourself. If someone at work is treating you poorly or being mean to you or unjustly being prejudiced against you and making things like a really challenging work environment, it's up to you to actually say something and speak up, okay? Go back to the basics. And what I'm hearing is like, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. That's like the golden rule, I believe, is what a lot of people call it, okay? And so go back to the basics. Are you treating someone the way you want to be treated, or vice versa? If the situation is reversed, of course, are people treating you the way you want to be treated, okay? And you are going to be protected from any negative backlash from it because you are in the right. You are working from that perspective of wanting equality, wanting the right thing, wanted to be treated justly and fairly, okay? So don't shy away. Don't, kind of chicken out or back down from asserting yourself and saying like, enough is enough. And, if you are, for whatever reason, the perpetrator here, then someone's going to really have to put you in your place and check you and be like, yo, you've been acting kind of rooty poo. And so have that awareness and self-reflection and that insight if your actions have been going in that direction, okay? And for those of you, when it comes to love and relationships and has nothing to do with the workplace, then of course this message also applies. And falling back again to the basics of the golden rules and going back to the basics of like, what was your agreement as you entered this relationship? Maybe if it was a marriage or whatever, or what is What is the general agreement and understanding amongst you as a family unit? You as friends, you as a community, okay? And again, going kind of back to the job, work, finances, like going back to the basics. What are your job duties? All right. Are you fulfilling your job duties, or are you slacking off? Or are you actually doing more than your job duties? And therefore, you need to be compensated for the extra work and time you're putting in. Okay. Now, what I'm getting for those of you that maybe are more on a spiritual journey, a personal journey, what I'm sensing here is for you to go back and really think about, like, why are you here? What are you trying to accomplish? What is your goal? And going back to why you set yourself on this path and this journey to begin with, why you went on this self-improvement journey, why you decided to start this new exercise routine or diet to improve your health, why you changed career, why you moved homes. Like, go back to the why you're on this path. And either, there's a couple of ways, paths forward here. Either that's going to serve as encouragement and motivation for you to continue on this path, because it's going to remind you about why you did this in the first place, and it'll re-energize you. Or you're going to look and see, like, whoa, I actually started this path not because it's what I thought I wanted, or because it's something I thought I wanted before, and now I realize that's actually not what I want, or that's what someone else wanted for me, and so I was doing it to please them. Okay? So tune into the energy of happiness, like what would make you happy in this situation, and go for it. Don't back down. Okay? And with this good advice from a wise person, as odd and weird as this sounds, I feel like this is mentioning me. I know, really, really weird, right? I normally don't channel myself in these readings, but I feel like the advice that is shared in this reading today is good advice for you to take into consideration. Now, alternatively, what I'm sensing for you as well is obviously for many, if not all of you, your situation, there is an older man that is playing a key role in shaping this situation, creating it for what it is, or alternatively, being a big part of the solution, a key player for coming to a resolution, okay? And this person may also be offering wise counsel, good advice, okay? Now, interestingly enough, for a small portion of you, what I'm sensing here is that there is someone also in this picture that either has a fondness for owls, maybe they'll be wearing an owl t-shirt or have an owl on their keychain, an owl telephone case, right? There's somebody who maybe they even kind of look a little owlish, like, right? Like bigger eyes, small nose, small mouth, smaller nose, smaller mouth compared to their eyes anyway. And that is someone that is going to maybe say something to you, and it might not even be like you're having a conversation with them downright. It might not even be someone you know very well. It could be someone like on a television show. It could be someone at the grocery store who's, you overhear chatting with their friend or their family member, and they just say something that really clicks or resonates with you, and they don't even know that they're having this communication of sorts with you, okay? But pay that a lot of heed. That is something very, very important for you to hear regarding your situation as well. All right? So let's pull some tarot cards out here and get that answer, that yes, no answer to your question here, and see if the tarot has any other insight to pass on to your situation, okay? So we have Temperance, and that is a yes. We have Six of Cups, which is a yes. Okay, so we already have two yeses, so majority rules here. Is it a resounding yes? No, it is a maybe for the last one, the Hanged Man. So what I am seeing here from the situation again is balance, okay? Making sure that how you feel reflects what you do. That's the importance of this foot in the water, foot on land. How you feel is reflected in the actions that you take, okay? Everything is in alignment, everything is balanced. And what I'm getting here is you need to look at things from a different perspective, okay? That's why there's this maybe. So you're seeing things, and that's going to shed further light on your situation and guide you on the best path forward. So there's definitely something you're missing that you're going to need to reflect on here, okay? And lastly here, this is reminding you of the getting back to the basics. So for some, it's like going back to who you were when you first came into this relationship, when you first started this job, when you first started this career path. And for some of you, it involves even going further back to your childhood and looking at your dreams from when you were a child, when you were young. And it's like, hey, do those dreams still resonate with me? And if they do, does my current life reflect those dreams from my youth? Or did I stray from my path? And that might be why I feel so lost, confused, empty at this point in time, okay? So go back, reconnect with that earlier version of yourself before you set on this particular path and journey, and see what holds true for you and what does not. Get that further insight and perspective so you make the choice that's right for you. All right, my loves, I hope you found this reading helpful. Please make sure to like and comment down below and subscribe to this channel. Let me know what you took from this reading. I'd love to get that feedback. And if you'd like to go to another reading, there's a link right up here for you to take you right there, my loves. And of course, for those of you that would like to show your love and support for content creation on this channel, you can do so by simply letting the ads play whenever you watch a video. Or if you want to take it even a step further, there is a link in the description box to donate if you feel called to do so. So until next time, beautiful star fam, such a pleasure to do this, a reading for you, and I will catch you again soon. Sending you so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye. Hey there, star fam. Welcome back to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. And for those of you that are new to this channel, sending a very, very warm welcome and aloha. So happy to have you here. Do let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments down below. So let's get into your reading with your yes/no question here. Now, before we get started on the actual details, all the deets here, there's just a couple of things that Spirit wanted me to pass on to you for this reading here. Two things. First thing is that this reading is, again, a general reading like a lot of these are here on Pick a Card. And so Spirit is saying take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. So if it doesn't make sense to you, if it doesn't apply to your situation, then you can just let it go off to the side and just keep the things that make sense to you, that resonate with you. All right? And the second thing here is a reminder that you have full control over your destiny. So regardless of what the tarot card says, if it's yes, no, maybe, that you can always change the outcome. You have the choice. A, B, C. Always be choosing what is best for you, what works for you, and calling that into reality. All right? So let's see here with this Lapis Lazuli. Make a decision. All right, so this is, I'm getting called back to mention again the ABCs. Everybody type this down in the comments down below. ABC is always be choosing. So Spirit is encouraging you to take action here. Make a decision for what works for you. Not what works for everybody, because first of all, you can't please everybody, okay? That's just a fact. That's just the way it is. We are blessed in this universe and this reality with diversity. And so there is nothing in our reality where we are going to get 100% agreement on what should be done. All right. And so instead of should, it should be what do you want? Okay. So instead of should, it has to be what do you want, and make a decision based off of that. And the big thing here that I'm getting, because we have this like blue and also maybe a little indigo kind of coloration with this Lapis Lazuli is to actually tap into your voice, tap into communication, listen to what people are saying, make sure your thoughts and opinions are heard, and look and listen to the response, okay? So you get a better sense of everything and what's going on here. And maybe there are going to be opinions expressed for things you didn't think about before, but it's going to affect your decision, okay? But also with this, I'm also seeing like third eye. So trusting your intuition. All right. This isn't going to be a case in which you can just follow logic and be practical and pragmatic. Spirit is saying you're going to have to trust your intuition here, trust your gut, okay? So let's get some more insight on that with this tea leaf fortune cards. Okay, that one is all ready to go. This one I feel was ready to go as well. Wow, the energy is so strong for this reading already. So let's see what else we got coming through. Okay, we got that, we got this, and we can get 2 more cards here. Okay, just kidding, we're gonna take 3. So we got 4. You got a bonus card here, loves. Okay, so let's do this. We have pin, new job or career. Okay, you got to make a decision. You cannot stay in place here. Spirit is saying it's time to choose. You cannot be in limbo forever. Wield, indecisive. Oh my God. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Okay, so Spirit is saying, okay, I'm glad you had your break. I'm glad you had your pause. Now it's just like we're going around in circles here. It's time to make a choice, change the direction of the wheel, okay? Tulip, great passion. See, Spirit is telling me this is what you need to look at, okay? Where are you actually feeling passionate and excited? That's going to be a sign. That's going to be a telling sign for you on what you should be doing. Next here we have cat, a two-faced friend. Ooh, somebody is being shady AF. And turkey, someone is behaving stupidly. Okay, so they shady and stupid. Okay, not looking good for that person. This is not their moment to shine in the best light. Barrel, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Okay, yep. And that's this aimlessness, this decisiveness. So things are going to change for you when you make that choice. Vase, secret admirer. Oh, okay. So before I started this reading, what I was kind of feeling into is looking into the energies in 3 categories to try my best to make it a little bit more specific towards your situation, okay? So there was 3 situations I was thinking of. I was thinking of career, work, finances. I was thinking about love and relationships. And then I was thinking about just personal growth, self-development, spirituality, personal health goals, things like that. Okay, so let's take a look at work, finances, career. So with the pin here, what I'm seeing again, new job or career, is that for many of you, actually it's time to move on. Okay, either move to a different company, a different workplace, a different location, or it could mean changing your role within the company. Okay, it's time to step up, maybe into a leadership role. And for some of you, it could be more of a lateral move, like switching departments, learning something new about the company, expanding your skill sets. All right, and what I'm sensing here is that the challenge that some of you are facing with this new move is you're kind of comfortable with where you're at, okay? And it's like You know what you have to do. You do your job duties. You do them well. The day is very predictable. So maybe that gives this calming effect for you, right? Where it's like, I don't have to worry about anything. I have all these other worries anyway outside of work, but work is very reliable. I know when I have to go into work. I know what my hours are. I know what my responsibilities are. And I know who I'm working with. I know the people I work with. I'm very comfortable here. It feels very cush, okay? Now, the flip side of that is when people get too comfortable, things get boring AF. There's like no excitement, no thrills, no passion. And it's just like now you're just like basically a robot or a zombie. And that I personally feel is like no way to live life. Like, when I get bored of something, I get very restless. And sometimes I resist the change, okay? Because sometimes it can be a lot more work. You feel me, right? And not all of us are like, yeah, I love doing more work. Let me just exert myself even more. Like a lot of us don't think that way. But sooner or later, that boredom and that sort of apathy where you just like don't care anymore about whatever, it's gonna start to weigh on you. And that burden is gonna get heavier and heavier and heavier until it's like, pff, forget it. Then you're just desperate, okay? And you're probably going to reach new heights of misery because you just let it go on for so long. So, Spirit is saying it's time to make a decision. You've been receiving these signs, and so it's time for you to do something about it, okay? And for some of you, this could even be investment. So when it comes to finances, it could be like you've been thinking about investing in some project or making a donation, maybe even investing in a new home. And Spirit is like, yo, if you feel passionate about it, if you feel excited about it, that's all you need to know. Go for it. Don't let your brain take you out of this sort of divinely guided path, okay? Now, for some of you, when it comes to relationships and love, I think this side definitely speaks to that, right? So there is definitely some drama going on in your friendship circle here. And Spirit is saying it's time to make a decision. So some of you, you might have been afraid to call somebody on it, or maybe you were just waiting, if you will, for the right time to confront them about it. Maybe it's one of those situations. This is really interesting that what's coming to me is like maybe you both, as friends, you are. This is getting like hella detailed, so I'm just gonna share it with you. Like, there is something that you and your friend are a part of. That you're doing together. And what's coming through my head as an example is kind of like a bridal party. Okay, so you and a friend are part of the bridal party and you're maybe planning out a bachelorette weekend or something like that. And maybe you guys are like butting heads and you're disagreeing on things. And rather than talking to each other about it, one or both of you is being two-faced and trying to keep the peace. Meanwhile, you are like talking smack about the other person to family or other friends, and it's creating like a lot of tension, and it's actually making the situation escalate. And that's this kind of behaving stupidly energy where it's like, yo, just talk to each other about it, okay? And be honest with each other and kind of nip this in the bud. And what I'm sensing is that it's actually not going to be easy to do so because you may not see eye to eye on this situation at all. Like, maybe you have really, really different opinions on how best to do something, and it might even come down to just like you're not going to be able to convince each other of your side, so you might have to just flip a coin and go with it, or like put it to a vote to everybody else and let that be the deciding factor rather than trying to fight and bully your way to get your choice, okay? And I say you as it could be you or the other person, like me talking to the other person, okay? So take it how it fits for you. Now, when it comes to love, though, I'm sensing that there is a secret admirer for many of you. And what I'm seeing here is a couple of things, which is actually very cute and adorable. With this two-faced friend, what I'm seeing is that one of your friends is trying to play at that they just want to be friends, but really they have deeper feelings for you, and they're kind of afraid to show it because, again, maybe they're insecure about how you're going to respond. Maybe they're going to like, oh my god, I'm in the friend zone and I don't want to ruin our friendship, right? Those sort of classic storylines that you see in TV shows. So there is a secret admirer in that regard. And this other one, someone is behaving stupidly. So what I'm seeing is a couple of things actually from this secret admirer. One is that the other person is like really clumsy with their words, or like physically clumsy. Like whenever you're around, they get so like nervous around you because they like you so much that they drop things or that they spill stuff, right? Or they bump into walls or trip over things. Like it looks, oh my god, I'm like, it just looks so adorable and so cute to me, even though I'm sure it's causing that person a lot of anxiety, even more so. But it's just so adorable how much they like you and how much of an effect that you have on them physically. Now, the other thing that I'm getting, which is also very interesting, is someone is behaving stupidly who is your secret admirer and who has a crush. And what it's reminding me of is those people, and you know, classically speaking, it was boys that used to act like this when I was younger, where it's like they would pull somebody's hair or tease them or throw things at them, make fun of them. And that was their way of showing you that they liked you. Okay, which is like, I hope that behavior is like dying out in the younger generations here. But that is definitely a very confusing behavior to have to show that you like somebody, is by like being mean to them. It's like that often serves to push that person even further away. So sometimes I'm like, why do you even do that? It's so odd. So that's what I'm sensing when it comes to love and relationships. And now, when it comes to personal development and growth, spirituality, health, things like that, what I'm sensing here is definitely Spirit is saying that there is something else that has been of interest to you, some revelation that you've had perhaps, and maybe you're just afraid to pursue it and go move forward with that. Okay, there's been this indecisiveness, and so you're kind of just rambling on. And what I'm getting is that many of you are maybe spending too much time like learning and listening rather than doing, taking what you've learned and applying it. So Spirit is saying, okay, it's time to stop doing that and take a different approach. Okay, so for some of you, it's about maybe doing too much reading and not enough living, too much learning like in a classroom and talking to gurus and health specialists and personal trainers and blah blah blah, and you're not actually doing enough, taking the actual actions on what you are learning. Okay, and the other thing is, you know, when I see this, you feel something is lacking in your life, whether it's love, money, or goals. Here, sort of on the opposite end of great passion, I'm seeing like, hey, first of all, there is a lot less passion in your life, a lot less excitement for life, and looking forward to things, looking forward to a new day. And Spirit is saying like, hey, you should really take some time now and really explore your passions and reconnect with your passions. And so what I'm getting from Spirit as an example of how to move with this is, say you feel like something is lacking within your goals, okay? But you have a passion for doing art or dancing that you didn't get to indulge in recently. Spirit is saying like, hey, why don't you go do some art? Why don't you go dance around and just be in full joy and bliss and happiness doing that activity? And then it's going to shed insight on this other area of your life where you feel stuck or stagnant. Okay? Cool. So let's pull the tarot cards now. I know you've been waiting for this. Let's pull some tarot cards to see the answer yes, no to your question here. And of course, the tarot is probably going to give us some insight as well to your situation. All right. So we have first out Justice. That is a yes. Next we have Seven of Wands, which is a no. So we have a tie here, and we have the Tower, which is a no. So Spirit is letting you know that the answer to your question here is no. What I'm seeing here is perhaps the way that you're thinking to move forward, or that you would prefer to move forward even, is going to be a path where there's going to be a lot of obstacles, a lot of resistance. Here is going to be a lot more challenging of a path, okay? And what I'm seeing here with the Justice as well is that right now is a time for you to really grow and evolve and push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And that's what Justice is calling for. It's calling for you to balance your soul growth, honor your spirit, honor your purpose, honor your mission here, okay? It might, maybe to you, it seems like a very small thing, this situation, but really on a soul level, on a self-development level, this is a big deal, okay? Because here, when I'm looking at the Justice and the Tower card, those are major arcanas, boo. Those are major arcana. So this situation that you're asking about is really speaking to your soul growth and your soul evolution, okay? It's challenging you to push yourself a little bit further, okay? So like again, just using this example of a challenging friendship where maybe you are bickering, someone's being two-faced in a relationship, it's like really time for you to be like, hey, do I really want that type of energy in my life? Or am I going to put my big boy pants, my big girl pants on, my big non-binary agender pants on, whatever, and am I gonna like say the truth, speak up the truth, be honest, be candid, and work in the best interest for my highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of someone else, okay? And with this Tower card, it's like this aspect of you is going to be taken down. This old version of you is going to be taken down. It's time to be the new, improved version of you, okay? And take action. Don't be doing the same things over and over and over again, okay? It's time to break the old structures down, rebuild something new, okay? And so if you choose that easy path, if you choose to just kind of stay in this comfort position, maybe even take this road of being like snooty and like high-handed about it and whatever, it's not gonna go well, okay? If you kind of take the ego route here, it's not gonna go well. So interesting. I really love the energies of this reading. I feel like there's this beautiful opportunity here for you to become who you've always wanted to become here, okay? So be brave, be bold, and go for it. Now, if this reading resonated with you, please like and comment down below, and of course subscribe to this channel if you feel so inclined. You can go to another reading by clicking this link right up here if you're ready for that. And for those of you that want to show love and support to this channel, you can do so by simply letting the ads play whenever you watch a video here on YouTube, or there is actually a link to donate in the description box down below if you feel called to do that. All right, my love. So I'm so honored and happy that we got to have this really deep, meaningful conversation today here, and I hope you enjoyed it just as much. Until next time, I am sending you so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome back to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. So happy to have you here once again. For those of you that are new to this channel, sending you a very warm welcome and aloha. So happy to have you here. Do let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments down below. So today we are going to answer that yes/no question that you meditated on in the beginning of this reading, and you were drawn to this beautiful apatite crystal, which I am just so enamored and floored by the brilliant blues and like blue greens within here. It's like this, I don't even remember if this card ever came out when I've done a reading for somebody. I don't believe it's come out for a reading on this channel yet, so I'm excited to feel into these energies for you. So before we get too deep into this reading, though, Spirit wanted me to point out two things here. Firstly, this is a general reading. I'll try to share as much information as I can, but it's important for you to take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So if something comes up in this reading that doesn't apply to your situation, simply just let it go. Okay, loves? And the second thing here is a reminder that you have the choice always to shape your destiny path. So regardless of whether the answer is yes or no, or even a maybe to your question, just know here that you can always choose your destiny, choose the way you want to move forward, and that no matter what I channel for you in these cards, it's not an end all be all and it's not written in stone. Okay, my loves? So own that beautiful divine power and sovereignty within you that I know you have. So let's look at this apatite, shall we? Now, it says here, get out of your comfort zone here. So Spirit is definitely saying that, part of you is feeling a bit indecisive here or a bit confused about your situation because one side is like, oh, just do this. Like, we know how to do that. That feels comfortable. We know what to expect doing this. And that's kind of like the easy road. And there's this other side of you that's like, but wait. Like that thing over there, this choice and the outcome that can come from it, like it seems really cool. It seems really interesting and I kind of want to see what's over there, okay? But it's also new territory for you. So you're feeling hella uncomfortable, hella nervous with going that route, even though the prize looks so tempting. So Spirit is already saying like, hey, maybe you should really consider getting outside of your comfort zone and doing something different, because that is where the treasure and the riches and the real prize is going to lie, okay? For some of you too, I'm feeling like there's this energy of release and relief as well by stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's kind of like this momentary feeling of discomfort for the greater good, right? So it's kind of like, what it's reminding me of? It's like when I was a kid and I got sick and my parents gave me medicine, it was in the US, it was sold as Dimetap or Robitussin. I'm sure other countries have something similar, but it was like a syrup that had like a medicine to reduce fever and pain. And sometimes other thing, but they would flavor it, like artificially flavor it, and the grape one was like so disgusting and it was so nasty and I hated it. And I used to need to have like some water or milk nearby, and it's almost like, when you take a shot and for as an adult, not as a kid now, when you take a shot and you need like a chaser. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what I needed. Like I needed to just like I had to pinch my nose, y'all, and like gulp down that medicine as fast as I could. And then like grab the water, grab the juice, grab the milk and just like chug it to wash that flavor out of my mouth. So what I'm sensing for you is it's gonna be like that the first steps are gonna be really uncomfortable, really yucky feeling, kind of gross. Maybe it gives you like the heebie-jeebies and shivers and whatever and gets you all palm sweating and lightheaded. But once you get past that first couple steps, it's gonna be so much better, okay? So let's pull some more fortune cards here to get some information and insight about your situation to kind of help you along, help you move forward. And then we'll get the tarot, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we already have this one card here that flipped, the Cup card, and it says you should accept valid criticism. Next we have chain of events that will affect your life. Ooh, that sounds interesting. We have broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. We have mountain road, you are on the road to success. Ooh, interesting. Fly, a period of ill health, depression. And moon, changes in your life. Ooh. Okay, now I originally had this intention to kind of separate information out into 3 categories: love and relationships, work, finances, and career, and lastly, personal self-development, self-improvement, spirituality, health goals. But what I'm seeing here is sort of like the messages are actually all very unified, and it could apply to any one of those situations. So I will do my best to kind of give different examples within those categories as I explain what I'm seeing for you all, but also like take a look at the cards yourself and see what they're speaking to you on a personal level. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is chain of events that will affect your life and changes in your life. Okay. So where real change happens in life is when you step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so I've said this before on other readings, but if you want something different, you have to do something different. And more often than not, that something different that you have to do is outside of your comfort zone. All right. And so if you want like a freedom lifestyle, if you want to connect with your romantic soulmate and live happily ever after, if you want that higher paying job, if you want that healthier body, you are going to have to step outside of your comfort zone and break these patterns and behaviors that hold you there. So for some of you, it could be, finally fixing up your resume, taking time out of your weekend to do so, preparing a good cover letter, getting a new outfit, submitting your application, speaking out in meetings so that you show just how capable you are, like, right, speaking in front of people, taking on tasks that seem challenging to you, going to ask somebody out, finally putting your profile up on that dating website or that dating app, okay, or removing some of your comfort foods out of the pantry, out of the cabinets, tossing them aside and not buying more, okay? Don't get rid of those and then buy more comfort food or different types of comfort food. No, keep those things out of there. Or it could even be simple as setting an alarm to wake up earlier so you can actually exercise in the morning before you have to get ready and start your workday. So stepping outside of those comforts, those habits to affect great change for the better in your life, okay? And what I'm seeing here is that it's not gonna be easy, okay? It's not gonna feel good. It's not gonna make you feel amazing when you first start it, okay? Like when you hit that snooze button, you're gonna be like, FML, it is 5:30 in the morning. I don't wanna get up. I wanna hit snooze and go back to sleep. Or, ew, I don't want to eat more veggies. I don't like how they taste. So I might be like, yo, maybe just look up some recipes. There are actually some very good recipes that incorporate more vegetables than meat that taste really delicious. And so it might be time for you to explore this. Or even, like offering to give a presentation and speak in front of people at the workplace to show your skills and know-how. It might make you very anxious, very nervous, make your palms sweaty, make your heart beat fast, make you short of breath. But hey, you gotta do it. You gotta get over that, okay? And for same thing, like, approaching the love of your life, putting yourself out there that, hey, I'm single and I'm ready to mingle, okay? That is going to take you on the road to success. That is going to take you on that path to your goal, is being outside of your comfort zone. Okay? And what I'm seeing here with this broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem, what I'm seeing here is that you have tried to do the same thing already several times and it didn't go anywhere. It didn't make anything better. Okay? In fact, pretty soon, if it hasn't already, the opportunity to keep going back to these old patterns is not going to be available to you anymore. All right. So what I'm seeing in regards for like a health outcome is that, hey, if you continue with some of the behavior patterns that you have of like poor eating, not exercising, maybe having an excess of drugs or alcohol, like you are going to end up in the hospital. Okay. So there's that. And then, when it comes to work and job, like if you don't start to show your abilities and show how you stand out and how capable you are, you might lose your job. So those are the things that I'm feeling and that I'm sensing for you, is that there's this opportunity here to really um, turn the car around, set it on a new path, a healthier path, a happier path that's going to change your life for the better, not for the worst. Okay? Now, here, what I'm seeing with the cup is that for some of you, what is very um, uh, what is blocking you that's better, what is blocking you, and what one of your biggest fears is this fear of criticism. You don't want somebody like a health coach or a dietitian or a nutritionist or someone to tell you like, yo, what you're eating is awful, what you're doing is awful. You feel this fear of being judged and being criticized, but the thing is, like, you already know it yourself. So why does it make a difference when someone else says it when you already know it's true, right? Like, if you know that you're overweight and you need to exercise, like, what difference does it make if someone else notices the same thing you notice? I mean, it's your idea, it's your truth. You've already come to accept it, right? So look at it that way. And I'm not saying that to be harsh, but that's just like the reality of it, okay? Like, we are our own worst critic. So there's almost nothing that anybody can say to us that we haven't already said to ourselves. Ooh, that is a golden nugget. Thank you, Spirit, for channeling that message. Ooh, sometimes Spirit makes me sound so smart and wise. But there's, again, I'm going to say that again because I feel like I need to hear it for myself too in some regards, but also for you, my loves, is that there's nothing that somebody could tell us that we already haven't thought of for ourselves. Okay? So don't let that have more of an impact on you and stop you from going after your goals and achieving them. Okay? It's not necessary. It doesn't have to be that way. So let's pull some tarot cards out here to get that answer to your yes no question, and of course any additional insights and messages for you. So we have Four of Wands coming out first, which is a yes. High Priestess here. This is actually a maybe. And lastly, Two of Pentacles, which is a yes. So we have two yeses and a maybe. So the reason why the High Priestess is a maybe here is because what I'm sensing is that this is a very pivotal moment for you in your life, okay? And this is an opportunity for you to go towards the path where everything isn't known, where everything isn't clear. Like, maybe all you can see is the next step and you're not able to see 3 steps down the road, 5 steps down the road. You're just able to see the next step, and it's going to be that way. It's going to be this uncomfortable path moving forward because you're only going to receive the instructions, the download, the insight on the next step to take only after you've completed the initial step. So you take step 1, and only then will you be able to see what step 2 is. You're not gonna, when you complete step 1, you're not gonna see step 2 and 3 and 4. No, you're just gonna see step 2. And when you complete step 2, you're just gonna see step 3. Okay, it's going to be revealed to you in this sequential manner to just guide you forward. And the first steps are not going to feel the most comfortable, but you have to trust. You have to trust the divine path. You have to trust your higher self and your spirit guides and your ancestors and your angels to guide you forward, okay? But if that trust isn't there, then the path is going to be very wobbly, very confusing, and it's going to either lead you down a path maybe you weren't desiring or make it take a little longer to get there, okay? And that's what I'm seeing here with this 2 and the 4. It's like you control the speed at which you move forward, okay? And with this 2 of Pentacles, this person is riding like a bicycle on the water, like WTF. How, like what, right? So it's going to take an extreme amount of faith and believing in what you currently think is impossible. You need to believe that it is possible, okay? That it is possible for you to be healthier. It is possible for you to meet the love of your life and connect with them and have this beautiful romance. It is possible for you to get a raise, to get a promotion. You have to believe that first, okay? That is the root of it. That is what's going to help you move forward to this celebration. But with this, what I'm also getting with these 4 pillars here is that you have to set a strong foundation, meaning you have to take these actions. You can't just be in your head all the time and like, ooh, this would be so cool. This would be my fantasy, and just daydream, 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 but not do anything. You have to do something in the physical world. That is why we have physical bodies, my love, so we can do things. Okay, we can create things with our physical body in the physical reality. And we can connect with people. So you have to have these foundations here, okay? It's not like, in the dream realm where you just like think of it and it magically appears just like that. No, you have to do something, okay? You have to take some kind of action. So my dears, if this reading resonated with you and you enjoyed it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Of course, I would really appreciate that. And of course, there's a link right up here as well if you want to go to another reading here in this channel. And lastly, for those of you that really enjoy this channel and want to show your love and support for content creation, you can simply let the ads play whenever you watch a video here on YouTube, or there's actually even a link to donate, and that you'll find that in the description box below. So I'm wishing you all the best, and I'm sending as much courage as I can your way on this path forward, and a lot of endurance and stamina for the difficult parts that you may have to overcome, and just letting you know that I believe in you and that anything is possible. But most importantly, believe in yourself. Sending you all so much love and cosmic hugs. Until next time, bye. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome back to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. And of course, for those of you that are new to this channel, I want to say hello and sending you all a very warm welcome and aloha as well. So happy to have you here. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments down below. So we are going to do your yes/no reading here today, right, my loves? And there are a couple things that Spirit wanted me to just point out and sort of share before we get into the reading. The first thing here is that this is a general reading, like most of the readings online are. And this is going to be bringing forth messages for many different people. And Spirit is wanting to remind you that, hey, take whatever resonates with you, leave the rest. If it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't apply to your situation, then just forget about it, okay? And the second thing here is that no matter what the yes/no answer is here, know that you always have control over your destiny and your path forward. And that you getting this insight, getting this wisdom is helping you create that destiny, okay? And if there's something that you maybe don't like hearing in this reading, it's an opportunity for you to change it and change the energies there, okay? You have divine power and sovereignty over your destiny. So don't ever forget that, my loves, no matter what comes through in this reading, okay? So you chose Carnelian here, and it says, feed your creativity. And what I'm getting for a lot of you is to think outside the box, think beyond, and open your, not only your eyes and ears, because that's very like 3D means to receive information and insight, but Spirit is also saying open your heart, all right? Open your heart. And what I'm getting for all of you is it means be vulnerable, okay? Just lay it all out there to bear. Really express yourself and open up yourself and call for help, call for guidance, call in whatever it is that you need, and don't be so proud about it, okay? And with this feature creativity, I'm sensing a couple things with that. Firstly, is that tell yourself, until you believe this, that you are a powerful manifester, that everything in your reality right now you created, for better or for worse. You created this situation, you created this circumstance, all right? You might not be consciously aware of it because there is that subconscious aspect of your mind and the multi-dimensional, infinite, limitless, higher self version of you, but you created everything here today that you have. And if there are some things that you don't particularly like about your creation, then you should start asking why. Okay? And by asking why, then you can start to address it and change it and shift it. Okay? um, Now, there's something else here with the feed your creativity for some of you. And what I'm getting is that more answers and insight and solutions to your problem can come from being creative. So there was this challenge that I did with Aaron Dowdy in January. I don't know if any of you know who he is. He's also on YouTube, and he does speak a lot about law of attraction and self-development. But he did this 21-day magnetic abundance challenge. And during that challenge, like every day in the 21 days, there was like a guest lecturer or some teaching point, lesson, activity, assignment that we had to do to help us become more magnetic and more abundant. And one of the activities, which I was surprised at how helpful it was to sit down and draw or paint. So we had to ask a question, something that we needed more insight on, and then we did a 20 minutes free paint, free draw. And we were instructed, like, this isn't where we are looking at something and trying to replicate it on paper, right? Like, you know how you see those paintings of like a bowl of fruit, right? It's not like that. And there's a specific name for that too, but I can't think of it. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below what that type of painting style is, where you paint a scenery or objects or something. But in this particular exercise, it was just about like letting your hands move on the canvas and not thinking with your brain like, okay, I want to use the blue color because I'm going to paint the sky and the lakes, and I want the green for the trees and the grass. Like, no, you just grab things intuitively and you draw whatever comes to you intuitively, whether that's a shape or something that's more abstract. And you just draw, 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 draw. You don't think about anything. You don't focus on like trying to solve your own problem. You just be in the moment of creative expression. Okay. And then what was so cool after that 20 minutes, and of course we had like some really cool music playing in the background as well. And after that 20 minutes, we, were instructed, hey, put your drawing utensils down, your painting utensils down, and look at your piece of work. And what is it saying to you? And then like the informations and the downloads and the realizations that came for me and everybody else in the class were phenomenal. And so I encourage you to do something similar, whether that's painting, drawing, sculpting, dancing, whatever artistic expression comes through. Okay? Maybe it could even be creative story writing, like fictional story writing. I don't know. Like, right? Trust yourself. Trust what spirit says for you to do. Okay, so let's pull some fortune cards here. Thank you for listening to my little story. Oop, oop. Jumpity jumps. We got 2 out of that one. Wow, energies are strong for this. Okay, that was the most jumping out of all the different crystal card options. Wowzers. That makes sense. Look at this. Firecracker. So Spirit is super excited for where you're at on your journey, and I'm thinking that, firecrackers are often popped when there's a celebration at hand. So I think something really wonderful and amazing is around the corner for you. We have angels, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Oh, I feel like you're going to tap into your angels and your guides if you just create some time and space to do this activity. We have teardrops, great personal sorrow. Okay, that one's interesting. Broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. Wall, misunderstanding. And star, guaranteed success. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Okay, this is very interesting because, when I first came into this reading, I was feeling that I was going to need to maybe channel messages in three different categories: love and romance, relationships, work, finances, career, and then personal. So spiritual, health, self development, self improvement, whatever. And that was actually only true for like maybe a couple of the readings. And for the other ones, it was more like a unified message that can be applied to any one of these areas in your life. And that is what I'm sensing here with your reading as well. So let's get into this. So, first of all, excitement, success, spiritual guidance. So, all really, really beautiful things coming through for you. And that is going to be tapped into. That's going to be like unlocked and revealed to you when you are feeding this creative energy, when you are tapping into that ability within you to manifest your reality. Okay, so again, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, you created everything in your life right now: the good, the bad, and the amazing. You guys thought I was going to say ugly, huh? But the good, the bad, and the amazing. You created it all. So you should pat yourself on the back to be like, dang, I'm really powerful. I created everything in my life right now. Now, if whatever it is that maybe you are not resonating with anymore, if there's something in your life that you're like, I feel like this needs to change, this needs to go, then you have the power to do so. Okay, you can make that all go away. And your angels, your spiritual guides, ancestors, higher self are all here for you, and they want to remind you that you're protected from harm. And so whatever this worst case scenario is that you're imagining in your head, they're telling me to tell you not gonna happen. Okay? Because now coming to this reading, now knowing what you know about you creating your own destiny, you can put your energy and focus on creating the things you do want, not putting your energies and thoughts into the things you don't want. So for a lot of you that are not familiar with like law of attraction and stuff like that, it's watching your thoughts. Okay? So if you keep telling yourself, this is never going to work, 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 well, guess what? Being the amazing manifester that you are, what do you think is going to happen? You're right. It's not going to work. So instead, tell yourself, I'm going to be successful. I am successful. I am successful. This will work out great. This will work out great. This will work out great. And you know what? Even if it doesn't work out perfectly, it will definitely work out better than your worst case scenario. Does that make sense? Okay, so, okay, Spirit is telling me to pause and kind of explain what I just said. So, say you are in a competition and you want to get first place, and you're telling yourself, I'm going to be first place. 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 And instead, you're like third place. That is still better than being last place, which was probably your worst fear, right? So by setting your sights on success, you're never truly going to experience full-on failure, all right? Because what is failure really? Failure to me is no progress at all. Being in the exact same spot that you started. That's what failure is to me. And, if you take any kind of action, then you won't experience failure. So let's tune into these like maybe more lower energies here. So here with Broken Ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business, great personal sorrow, and misunderstanding. And so what I'm seeing here is that there's likely something here that has run its course in your life, and it's time to part ways with it, time to let it go. something hasn't been working for a while now. It's caused you a lot of sadness. And when everything ends, you may even feel a little bit more sadness on it. And it's going to affect you very personally. You're going to take it very personally. And honestly, when it comes to romance and business, it's very easy to see how those things will be so very personal, okay? Now, what I'm seeing is definitely some of this situation is rooted in a misunderstanding and not seeing eye to eye. But it seems like this is perhaps a situation in which there's no reconciling and moving forward together. It's like, hey, there's a misunderstanding here, but this is something that has affected me so deeply, so profoundly that for right now, what's best for me and what's best for us is to separate and to part ways. Okay? Now, I'm not here to say that's permanent or not. Maybe there's an opportunity for reconciliation down the line, but for right now and for the foreseeable future, it seems like giving each other space is going to be the best thing for the both of you. All right? And as an addition, so obviously parting ways too could be with like a work situation, okay? Not just like if you own a business or a business partner or an investment. It could be just like a workplace situation, all right? But with this misunderstanding and great personal sorrow, I'm getting that something was revealed for some of you on a very personal level. That shed light on the truth, okay? And you maybe were naive or uninformed, or you didn't understand the full picture, and then once it was revealed to you, then it's like, oh crap, this is what's up, this is what's really happening. I don't know why I didn't see it before, or why was I not aware of this before, or like, oh my gosh, have I been lied to my whole life? So there's this sorrow is coming from an aspect of your life, like this notion, this idea, this dream, and this perception you have of it being destroyed, being shattered. I wish I could have put that more lightly, but that was the truth of the situation. And Spirit was like, just use those words. Gotta keep it real here. And now it's about like rebuilding and incorporating this new knowledge, this new understanding into your current reality and your current belief system, okay? And yeah, it's not going to be the easiest situation here, okay? But your angels, your guides are here for you. And even though right in the immediate future, in the moment, it seems very sad and a lot to grieve over, Spirit is saying like, hey, if you didn't know this, we are just making space for something even more amazing to come into your life. This thing has run its course anyway. Time to let it go. Time to do like this garage sale for the soul. Return these energies back to Spirit and allow something new to blossom and grow in your life. And that's truly beautiful. So let's get some tarot cards here to answer the yes no question that you placed forward at the start of this reading. Oops, sorry for the little jiggle wiggle. And of course, the tarot will probably give us a little bit more insight to your situation as well. So let's see what we got cooking here. The High Priestess. Wow, second appearance of this card for the choices today. So this is a maybe, perhaps, Justice, which is a yes. And the Hierophant, which is a yes. So you got a yes for your reading, and then there's this element of a maybe here. And what I'm sensing from this is really, again, going back to you have full sovereignty and control over your destiny and your fate. It's related to this and this. It's about how quickly you're able to release this energy fully versus let it kind of hold you in place and keep you trapped. Like some people, they stay in the grieving phase for, weeks, months, maybe even a year or two. And I'm not here to tell you how long you should grieve, merely just to say, like, obviously take as much time as you need, but just know and accept that while you're in the grieving period, it's not going to be a time where you are simultaneously making a lot of steps forward. Okay, that grief kind of holds you in place. And once the grief is released, then there can be a lot easier movement moving forward. Okay, now here with the justice, to me, what this is saying is that this thing that, kind of fell apart, this is what was meant to happen. This is justice being served. Okay, that because of this misunderstanding and everybody's role in this misunderstanding, it's like, hey, that's why it fell apart. Okay, you reap what you sow. So if someone isn't explaining something fully, if someone isn't asking the questions they need to get things clarified for them so that they feel comfortable and knowledgeable on the situation at hand, if someone is withholding information, if someone is being duplicitous or lying and scheming and betraying, and if people are not seeing eye to eye, then things are going to crumble. Things are going to fall apart. Okay? That's not really the way to set a strong foundation. Now, interestingly enough, with this Hierophant here, what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of lessons to be learned from this situation that are going to be building blocks to your success, to your excitement, to connecting to your ultimate higher purpose and the reason why you're here, and to getting what you set out in this lifetime to achieve. Okay, some things just got to be let go of. Some things just got to be cleared. It's their time. Was an expiration date on it even, and you just got to toss it now. And ultimately, you learned something from this experience. It wasn't a complete wash. Again, like what we talked about earlier, there are very, very few instances in life where you have experienced a true failure. So Spirit is just reassuring you, like, hey, this is literally just the building blocks to your brighter, greater future here. This is just part of the journey. Okay? So, my loves, if this resonated with you, please like and comment down below. Let me know what spoke to you in this reading, what you're taking away with you. And of course, I invite you to subscribe to this channel if you feel called to do so. There is a link right up here if you'd like to go to another reading on this channel if you're up for that. Otherwise, for those of you that want to show support for content creation here on this channel, you can do so by letting the ads play whenever you watch a video here on YouTube, or if you feel called, there's even a donation link in the description box down below, and you can support the channel that way. Now, I did have such a wonderful time doing this reading for you, and I'm just sending you all so much love and compassion for this difficult chapter or segment of your journey, but I am super duper excited for the wonderful blessings, excitement, and success that are sure to be coming your way immediately afterward. So sending you all so much love and cosmic hugs. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.